Met her first time at the open mic. She said, man, if you ain't a noble poet in sight, yeah, my name and my number, know what you like. I've been recipe, that's a sure delight. She been looking kinda right, but not my usual type. Low on the chubby side, but in boogie been tight. So when she said, maybe I can be you tonight, all I could say was alright. But that woman put a root on me. Lord God, she put a root on me.
I think Gullah Geechee language and culture still existing today, wholly and intact. Like the fact that the language of enslaved people is still here, having survived generations of a ban on literacy, is one of the great miracles and achievements, of American society, period. Considering we do have to assimilate into the broader culture where we learn standard English and we understand what you're saying, the only missing link is you understanding what we're saying. That's what I want to be a part of with Harvard, is creating a curriculum that not only stays in the classroom, and especially by way of really great projects like Project Teach that allows me to be able to teach middle school children, just different things in regards of the appeal of college and higher learning, and using Gullah as a format to do that. And so what I do in my classes, I try to teach the value of not only learning the language, but of learning and understanding the culture, because there's cultural references that in cultural context that help to make the language make sense. They could very well be taking the class for the purpose of being able to aid the Gullah Geechee community. There's so many different issues in regards of heirs property and just increasing real estate literacy and people being able to hold on to their property, hold on to their lands. And so whether you speak the language or not, if you're an EMT and you arrive to a scene where there's been a medical emergency and you're in the back of Johns Island, James Island, or wherever it may be, and you arrive and you ask, what is wrong? And someone in present says, I think my mom was sugar acting up. And you may be familiar with acting up, even if it's pronounced acting up, but surely that doesn't mean that the sugar is misbehaving. Like the actual granulated sugar in the cabinet is being naughty. What they're referring to is diabetes, because that's what we refer to diabetes as our sugar. So if I'm saying that, if she's saying, I think my mom is sugar acting up, what she's saying is, I think my mother's going into diabetic shock. And so understanding Gullah Geechee language, even if you do not speak it, will make you better to serve Gullah Geechee people.
But ever since the woman sent me down to dine, I can't get her off my mind. That woman put a root on me. Lord God, she put a root on me. Hey.
If I'm doing this interview right now, and I'm speaking in my normal way of talking, if I've been talking to my mom and them, it'd be something more like this, yeah. So if I'm talking to my niece, or I talking to, KJ them, then all of a sudden my turn into I'm, my turn into I. And a lot of things, a lot of redundancy gets missing out of my way of speaking. All of a sudden hit becomes box or knock. All right, now go on now, get knocked now. How about I box you then? Turns into that. The THs becomes soft Ds. Things become missing. All of a sudden bent becomes bane. If becomes uff. 50 becomes 50. What are you going to do? And the what loses its T and becomes wa or weh. Here becomes yeah. Yeah, man, hey, you hear that? It becomes, hey, did you hear that? We're standing on pebbles and gravel all this time, and no one's looked down once to examine any one of these individual rocks, because these rocks are worthless individually by themselves. They're just gravel. Even though they create the foundation of the road that we're standing on, each individual one is not really worth anything in and of itself. But what if we were standing on a road of diamonds? Like if each one of these was a cut diamond already ready to be, placed, we'd be walking out of here with heavy pockets. Because we now know the value of the thing. This is Gullah Geechee culture. Just walk on it. No one individual rock is any more important than the other. Taking for granted that it's the foundation that we're using to walk and get back and forth. And every now and then, something might happen where one of these stones stands out, and it makes people now lean and look closer to see if maybe there are any others. And it's not that those stones are exceptional, they all are. But at least finding those ones that stood out is now forcing you to have to take a closer look at them all. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do.